The Lost Tide, Chapter 1. Days are deeper than oceans. Ray swam through the water effortlessly. He glided through the seaweed and schools of fish. He could still hear it calling his name, echoing through the dark aqua. "Where are you?" he called. The echo seemed to get louder. "Let me find you." Ray seemed distraught. He was now lost and only could hear a strange array of an echo around him. He closed his eyes tight and swished his tail to stay upright. "Ray," an unknown voice echoed. "Ray." It seemed endless. "What is going on?" he whispered to himself. "Ray!" The voice shook his whole world. "Gah!" Ray quickly sat upward in a cold sweat. His heart was bound to leap out of his chest. He looked around and saw a woman staring at him, worried. "Ma?" he spoke with a shaken voice. "Ray, honey, did you have a nightmare?" It was nothing." Ray felt his legs to make sure he didn't have a merman tail. He stared blankly and sighed. That repetitive dream was starting to scare him. "Well, how about I get you some tea?" She smoothed back some of Ray's mid-length, messy hair. Sure." He rubbed a tissue and wiped his pale nose. "I think you have a cold, hon." His mother pressed her palm against his forehead. He brushed her hand off. "I'm fine, okay?" He smiled at her slightly and stood. "See? It's all good here." "Well, okay. When we get the tea ready, you just get ready for work." "Will do, ma'am." Ray shuffled towards the bathroom, brushing his mismatched socks on the wood floors. He looked in the mirror at his red-pink eyes. He grabbed his toothbrush and brushed his teeth and looked in the mirror at their glossy complexion, pressing his tongue to his pointy canines and sighing. "Come on, vampire, just hurry up," he told himself. He pulled his white hair back into a short ponytail and he opened his closet door in his bathroom. What to wear? He grabbed a black hoodie and stared at it, deciding that it would just make him stand out more. He found a pink hoodie and some ripped jeans, deciding this was good enough. He got dressed and he slowly dragged his feet down the stairs for breakfast. "Trying to impress somebody?" his mother sarcastically asked while prepping the food. "Yeah, my boss. Dressed like this I might get fired though." He sighed. "Aw, hon, you'll be fine. You work in a garage anyways. It's not like anybody cares how you're dressed." Uh-huh. He started to eat some of the toast she had made. "Anyways, it's 8:30, you should head out soon." She was putting the tea in a thermos for him to drink at work. "Okay, thanks for the meal, Mom," he exclaimed. Ray sauntered outside, the frost nipping at his face. He saw his best friend Lily waiting by the stairs in front of the porch. "Ray!" she exclaimed happily. "Hey, Lily," he whispered. "So I bought the bus tickets to work, but if you plan on stopping somewhere for breakfast beforehand, you'll have to buy those tickets by yourself because I'm flat broke." She rambled on. "Mom made me breakfast already." "Oh, I guess we'll go straight to work then." Her stomach rumbled as she said that. He sighed. He looked up at the sign of the IHOP that was regrettably spending this week's salary at. He glanced at Lily, who had a slight guilty smile that said, "I'm sorry." They walked into the restaurant and a waitress brought them to a dinner date style seat. Ray rested his head in his arms, trying to hide his tired expression from the surrounding world. "Hey," Lily said softly. "You know you didn't have to take me here." "Yeah, well, your stomach said otherwise." Ray slightly raised his head to look at her. They were cut short. The waiter walked up to their table and asked, "What can I get for the young couple today?" Lily's face went completely red. "Oh, we aren't dating," Ray commented on the awkward situation. The waiter blinked in surprise and looked back and forth between the two of them. "Well then, why not? You two look perfect together," he said with a jolly tone. He's into guys," Lily mumbled almost too softly. "What was that, love?" the waiter hummed in a British accent. He likes men," Lily said even softer, embarrassed. "I can't hear you, miss," the waiter said. "I'm gay," Ray said a little louder than he intended. Most everybody in the restaurant looked in their direction. Lily hid her face in her sleeves and Ray rubbed his index finger and thumb along his nose, irritated. The waiter made an awkward smile. "Oh, sorry about that. Anyways, what would you guys like to drink? Lemonade, Lily said from the hollows of her jacket. Okay, and you, sir? I'm not hungry. She just wanted her food before we went to work. Ray sighed, slouching into the IHOP chair. Okay, well, I'll be right back. With your drink, miss. The waiter walked off. So, today has started off well, Lily suggested. Oh yeah, today started off great. First I wake up late, then I have to take a detour to get my friend breakfast, and now I've embarrassed myself in front of a whole bunch of strangers. Today's perfect. Wouldn't you agree? Ray said with an angry sarcasm. Look, how today is going so far is neither of our faults, Lily sighed. I know, Lily, it's just, I don't really understand how you couldn't have not eaten breakfast before you left the house, he said disappointedly. Lily murmured something Ray couldn't hear. Lily, speak louder. Lily said it again. My parents kicked me out. What? Why? Ray asked, astonished. Ray, we're 22 years old. We should at least have an apartment. You're lucky your mom never wanted you to move out in the first place, she said, her eyes mixed with emotions. I guess. Ray was cut off by a voice behind him. Long time no see, Ray.